Hey guys, this is Ghost of You, and just want to start off by apologizing for not having any videos recently. I haven't been able to get to it. In fact, this is probably the first time I have touched a computer in 3 weeks. It's not that I have been putting it off. Just haven't had the time between school and a whole bunch of other stuff, because I'm trying to finish up my 11th year of school and all. It's too complicated to go into. But anyway, so I finally had time for the first time in a very long time to jump on Minecraft and make a video, and I decided to do something quick and easy, so I'm going to do a quick explanation of the different components of my redstone ticker, also known as the scrolling marquee. And so let's just jump right into it. This is the the biggest thing. This is the memory. I don't know how to put it. This is like the most important piece of the machine. Basically, it's considered a D flip-flop, also known as a data flip-flop, and it holds Boolean logic, which means true or false. And this is just one of the flip-flops right here. And let me demonstrate. This is a sticky piston here, and it's holding a wool block. And when that wool block is pushed out, when the piston's pushed out, it's considered to be true. Right now, it's false. Now, this button right here is to save the state. Oh, that's right. It's to save the state, okay? Now, here is the state you want to save. Right now, it's set to false. I'm going to set it to true. And then you'll see that it's stayed out. And even if I switch this, the piston will still stay out. So this has nothing to do with that. It's only when I push the save button, the piston will pull back in. And then it doesn't matter if I switch that, the piston will stay in. Okay? See? And if I save it in the same state, it'll go back to that state. See, look, if I have it open, and I click the button, and I click it again, it'll stay open, okay? Because of where that's at. Now, I'm going to quickly show you how to build one of these. And let's get started. So this is just the way I'm going to build it. I'm going to actually build just the smallest form, and then I'll show you the stuff I added to it. You want to put this there. It's always easy to start with this block first, which is this one right here. You put a block down. I need my torches. No, I need those two. Put a torch on it, just like that. And the cool thing about these D flip-flops is they're stackable in a 2-wide space. They don't interfere with one another, which is awesome. And then you put a block on top of that torch. You go to this side and this side. You put a torch on either one of those. You're going to put some redstone underneath those two torches you just placed. And then you jump up here and you put a block on top of that one. Okay? Put some redstone right here. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast. I have to make this quick because I don't have much time. Okay, so you're going to put these two torches, one on either of these blocks, and put a torch on top and a redstone right here. Okay? So what you should have looks like this. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make a little thing coming off of here. And this would be your save input right there. And then for this, the easiest thing to do is do it like this, and then put a repeater, and then like that, and then tie in your lever to this block. Okay? And I want to wire all of the save buttons to each other, so I'm going to connect these two. Actually, I can just do that. And really, that's all it takes. I'm going to go ahead and build another one real quickly, because you need 3 of them in a row. I'm just going to build one bottom row of the scrolling marquee, okay? Just for the sake of a tutorial. So these are my D flip-flops. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys to understand what I'm doing here. Put a block on top of this one. Block there. And you're going to put a block there. Like that. And then down there, repeater, block, block, and lever here. And now so what I have here is all the save buttons are connected to each other, so they'll all go off at the same time. Alright. So over here you'll see, instead of having, my original idea was, let me just go ahead and show you. to have an AND gate. Actually, I needed that right there. Like this. I was going to build an AND gate for every single pixel was going to have an AND gate, just like this. Okay, and then what I would do was, whenever I would click the button to read the letter, it would send a signal like this. Okay, if you can understand. There would be like another AND gate here for this one. That's good. See? Another AND gate. And what would happen was... Ah! Dang it, I'm lagging big time. I haven't turned my computer on in forever. It's having issues. Okay, so I would take it, and I would send the signal through here at the slowest speed of a repeater, and I'll just go ahead and put a button on it. Okay, and over here I'm going to type in true false. So true false. Okay. And you'll see what we have here is true false. And whenever I put a button here and I press it, if you'll see that, and I need to make a third one for the sake of you understanding easier. It would send pulses because of the AND gates here. I haven't done a video in so long. I feel like I'm explaining this in a way that's not easy to understand. But here's the pixel, okay? And so I'll go on, off, on. So it kind of makes a little blinky thing, okay? So if you look at this pixel, this would represent like the pixel on the screen, and I click this. See? Do you understand that? Actually, I have a feeling like it didn't work very well. Oh. That would be why. No! Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be working very well. Okay, so what the pixel will do is it'll turn off, turn back on, turn off, and then turn back on because of it'll go back to the normal state. And it didn't do that. This is the problem I had. The problem is, this setup is not very reliable. It would give me problems, like it not turning off when it needs to. So, I figured, well, let me nix this idea. I have a better idea. So I nixed this idea, just like this, totally got rid of it, just destroyed everything. I can build something a little bit more reliable using pistons. And that's what I did. I set up a sticky piston here, here, and here. Actually, originally I had them just right here. But I'll show you the problem I had with that. Okay, look. This is the problem I had. When I went to save them into the off state, and I hit the save button, sometimes it didn't... Okay, look, if they were in the off state, and I went to save them back to an off state, sometimes, if my computer was lagging, I don't know if I can induce it upon it. Let me try. No, it won't work now. But it wasn't exactly reliable either, because what would happen was sometimes it would come out and in so fast that it would just leave the block sitting there, and it wasn't accurate. You know, sometimes it wouldn't work right. So I found that if I put a repeater here and put it on the maximum time, it would smooth out that flashy signal that I would get sometimes, and I didn't have to worry about my blocks being in the wrong state at any time anymore. So now, what I have here is a 100% reliable memory system for a marquee. And I removed this line of redstone, and I put it back underneath this thing here. I still feel like I'm not explaining this good enough for you guys. I am so sorry if you don't understand. But, so here is the line out. And so now this is where it gets interesting. Then I built this little thing here, okay? What it is, you have to build this. You want a space. You don't have to get rid of these blocks, but I'm so OCD I can't stand extra blocks. Oh noes! Okay. So you want to where when the pistons are extended out, there's going to be this one block space, and you're going to put a repeater just on normal time pointing at it, okay? And then they're going to be blocks like this, and these are going to have repeaters, and they're going to have maximum time, okay? And now what you do is your read button, the one that's going to read the letter or word, depending on how many of these you have set up, is going to be like that. And you want your read button to be on a monostable circuit, and I'm going to show you the easiest vertical monostable circuit there is to build. Just like that. You make like a little diagonal thing like that, put that there, and then point that this way. Put that there and that there. Reverse it. And that's a monostable circuit. You add your button will be right here, and this will be your output, and you want to bring this to that tick, I believe. You don't want it maxed out, but you want it on the second to last tick. And then this would be the read button, okay? And I'm going to put a button here so I can use it from a distance. Like that. Okay, so what we have here is off, off, on. If I press this button, you'll see off, off, on. Okay, now I'm going to save a different one. I'm going to save on, off, on. Save that as character 1. Now all you have to do to create an entire character is I stacked 5 of these on top of each other right here. That's all these blue things are 3x5 arrays of the D flip-flops. It's just like I have built over there. I have the sticky piston pushing out, this funny little mechanism, and then the line out. That's all this is. And so I save that. I click the button. Voila, blink. Oh, that was kind of hard for you to see. Keep an eye on this line right here on the corner of your eye. Blink, blink, and there you have it. So, now to prove I'm not just making all this up and that it actually works, I'm going to set up a backwards screen real fast because I'm too lazy to wire it correctly. Now, I have these set to max time because I have a slow scrolling display. And I have this just like this, watch. And that's what the display looks like. All you do from there is you have another layer. Oops. I'm going to build just, 2 rows on each just to give you the idea how it works. You would max those out. I actually messed one up. And then I would have to put another block here again. I would put this one here. No, 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 no. You're doing it wrong. Just like that. And then I would have this line here. And this would be another line in. This would be the next row, and I just have these cut off like that. I hate that. Okay, so if I give power to this line, what? Then I get that. But if I give power to this line, what? The second line, okay? So that's how you create the display. You just stack that up 5 tall and make them to where you can wire it up. Get rid of that. Okay, so I have this block there. And I'm only making the display 1 row because I'm running out of time. Okay, so now all you do is you directly wire this line into there, And voila. That is the ticker display in a nutshell. Now all you have to do to make this like mine is build it on a massive scale, which would be to stack these 5 tall, and each one of these arrays, which would be 1, 2, 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tall, would be 1 letter. And you would wire that up just like I have over there, all back to the display. And you'd make each one of these for each letter you wanted, and you would make the display 5 tall. Okay? Now, you'll see here, when I click this button, see? Now I have the little blank thing. Now I'm going to type in on, save that, click this button, and now 1, 2, 3 of them are on. Okay? Let me make it nighttime so it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, I'm gonna save off, on. And now we're just gonna have one scroll across. Okay. Now I'm going to have off, on. I forgot. I saved it. Now let's watch it. See, off, on. I mean off, on. Now I'm gonna have them all on. And you'll see all 3 of them are on. Now I'm gonna have on, off, on. Oh, I forgot to save it. Do me. And see, on, off, on. And now in order to make this on this scale, you just, like I said, stack them up and make it all work. Oh, and something with, if you're gonna stack them, you want to wire the save input for every single D flip-flop in the same letter to one button. That way you can save an entire character, and that's what I have over here. Let me show it to you. The save for character 1, which is this green thing. You'll see I have one button wired to save every single D flip-flop here. See? And so, proof of concept. On, off, on. On, off, on. Off, on, off. On, off, on. I'm just going to make a little checker pattern here. And then if I save that as my character 1, and just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and set it back to normal. And all it is every one of these levers, to show you how to have this wired up, is this one lever is wired up to the corresponding flip-flop in every single letter. See? It's saved to that one. It goes to that one. And that one. And it just goes to every single one of the arrays. Each one of these levers represents one of the D flip-flops in an array. And it's wired to every single array. Now, I'm going to save the nothing as the other 4 characters. And now when I push the button to read it, you'll see I have my funny little checker pattern. And that is the best I can explain it to you without going too far in depth. And I'm going to have to go now. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial / explanation. I hope it wasn't incredibly hard for you to understand. I hope I don't bore you. And so yeah, this is pretty much the best I can do for now. I hope to be up and running, making videos again in the near future. This is I'm Ghost of You, and I are out. Bye-bye.